I've been had. That's right, I got scammed. Tune in to learn more about my story about how I was scammed out of nearly $40,000, not once, but twice. Hi, my name is Stephen Joseph, and I'm the president and founder of EvoStream Communications. Today I wanted to share a personal story about a time that I was conned. That's right, I got swindled, taken for a decent amount of money, especially during the time in my career where I was really trying to save. So I want to share this story because I think there are a lot of folks out there that are either getting swindled or feel like they're being taken advantage of and simply may not have the courage to speak up or seek out help or support from friends and family. So my story goes back about 15 years. I was introduced through work to an individual who came with some really serious credentials. On top of that, he was a really charismatic gentleman, and he also became a friend. During the course of this relationship, through business and friendship, he came to me with an opportunity to invest in a startup that he had been working on for some time. And, looking back now, there were a lot of telltale signs of what I would consider, grooming, manipulation, things like that. And the first thing that I notice now that I didn't notice then is that this gentleman did a great job at appealing to my ego and all of the things that I was looking for at this early stage in my career. He saw that I was an aggressive young salesperson with entrepreneurial spirit and dreams of becoming a successful business person. And there's no better way to entice somebody than to tell them that the goals that they're trying to achieve can be really achieved in a shorter period of time. And that's really, really exciting. And, shortcuts are cheat codes, and people get interested. And I was curious. So I said, wow. I'm on this career path at a large corporation. It's going to take 20, 30 years for me to probably accumulate a really nice sum of money and retirement and all those things. And here an individual is showing me an opportunity possibly to make millions of dollars very quickly. And the second part of this is they make it sound like it's a sure thing, right? Like there's no way you can lose. And I actually questioned this, and I knew at the time that nothing is a sure thing, and if things are too good to be true, they probably are, right? So I asked this gentleman right before I made my first investment, I said, look, why me? Why do you want to make me so successful? You're successful as it is. Why do you need my, at the time it was about $25,000. And he said, look, Stephen, again, it's not about the money. It's actually, I want you because you're such a good, developing business and entrepreneur that I would like you to be part of this project. I want to give you a position in this company once we start to get some traction. So that again appealed to my ego, appealed to my overall long-term goals. And I really felt like, okay, this is a great opportunity. Now, of course, looking back, that was probably just a lie, but I bit, right? And I then tried to introduce this gentleman to some of my peers and other people that I thought could evaluate the opportunity better than I could, right? And I did that, and some of them actually invested, and his story was pretty credible, and his, overall vision and the things that he was able to document and show the progress was decent. Looking back now and having been involved in real serious ventures and startups, I know that it really wasn't. The level of communication and some of the documentation really could have been fabricated. But again, I was a young guy, and at the time I thought that I was getting an opportunity in this huge startup. So long story short, this went on for years. And another key to a lot of cons is that these folks will continue to pull you in, right? And say, we just need a little bit more money. We just, they keep moving that goal line, right? And once you're involved and you've already given money to something, it's actually harder not to give more money because you feel as though I have to do this now. I have my initial investment on the line, and if I don't continue to contribute, I'm going to lose that. So what's another $5,000, $10,000, right? And this is a key to most common strategy. They continue to use that to pull more and more money out of you and then out of people around you. In this case, the end goal was I was really hoping that I could leave my corporate job and I could eventually become a founder and one of the main partners in this organization. Actually didn't happen, obviously. I lost all that money. I was luckily able to get the money back from the investors that I did bring into the fold. Some of it I had to really pay back with my own money just because of me being embarrassed to get them involved. But, I wanted to do the right thing, and I was just really ashamed almost of how foolish I was. So I continued to be a sucker. Looking back, it was actually a blessing in disguise. It was a great experience because who knows, down the line, I've run into these types of characters and they always appear to be friendly and familiar. And I started to recognize and learn the signs that, these attributes aren't always positive, right? Sometimes people have nefarious intentions, and you have to be really careful with your money and with your trust in others. So I've continued to invest in other ventures. Of course, I'm an entrepreneur. I own my own business. It hasn't scared me away from taking risks. I think everyone's going to run into this type of situation once or twice in their lives. And I think it's important to just, be confident, use your gut when you really feel there's an opportunity. But again, always check your references. Try to involve other people that you trust and get a second set of eyes on these types of opportunities. And then, of course, if you find yourself in a really challenging situation, don't be afraid to turn back, and don't be ashamed to say, I made a mistake. I don't want to continue to make this same mistake, because doubling down on a bad investment is a key to this strategy that they use. So you want to just be willing to say, I lost the money. I have to pull back. I have to regroup, and I'll learn from it. So, others that are out there may be in a similar situation or, fooled before, can gather something from it, gain from it. I'd love to hear your stories. Feel free to reach out to me, contact me, or comment in the fields below. And thanks again for listening.